Hey everybody, this is Nate Therian. This is episode 3 of Nate's Pop-Up Podcast. I'm sitting here with Yulia Pokhylko. I am killing your last name. Pronounce your last name, introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, I'm Yulia Pokhylko. I am the founder of Clean Reno and Skin Genius.
So, what I want to talk about today with Yulia, by the way, we're sitting here at the beautiful Venture Cafe. I guess what deck is what you'd call it. It is really, really, really nice. If you have a chance to get down here, oh no, see, right there, that is going into the blooper reel. That's staying in though. That's that's totally staying in. So what I wanted to talk about today was Yulia's startup, Clean Reno, is the first thing we're going to talk about. And Clean Reno is a skincare startup. No? Okay, well, you know what? Introduce Clean Reno to everybody.
So Clean Reno is a marketplace for clean, safe, and sustainable personal care products. So pretty much all the things that we bring into our homes, put in our bodies, on our heads, on our pets, on our kids, anything that ends up touching our skin or being used in the household.
All right, so it's a marketplace for, I guess, what, wellness care? Would that be a good...
Oh, that's a good one. Yep.
Okay, so it's wellness care. I believe it's a direct-to-consumer play, right?
It is.
It is a direct-to-consumer, and your startup. You started it. It's your show. You started this about 9 months ago or something, right?
Yeah, about right.
That. Okay, so having been in for 9 months, I mean, I've always been of the opinion if you're a startup, the first 3 years is just absolute white knuckle, hang on for dear life type of situation. Yep. For you, the first 9 months, I think you had even mentioned before we started shooting the video, is that it has been a challenge to say the least. Would that be fair?
Yeah, that's a good word actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite a wild ride, I would say.
Okay. So with respect to what you've been through and been going through for the last 9 months getting this up and running, what's been the biggest challenge that you've faced so far?
So I have a background in marketing and partnerships. So I don't have the background in technology. So what I've realized that I couldn't really build a good product myself. Then I started looking for someone to do it for me. Through a few recommendations, I landed a company that built the product for me. It took them 4 months. And in the end, even though we were checking in regularly, they built their own thing. So I wasted 4 months of my life and I got a product that I couldn't release.
I just wanted to let you know this is the voice of Trisha. I'm the program manager here.
Okay, we might. This might be where we do a cut in the video. So if this kind of just like goes like that, we're not going to turn it off. But yeah, you get your sip of your kombucha. It's a good time to do that. We'll let Trisha get through her pitch. Where's that coming from? There it is.
Join that session.
This is going to go on the blooper reel. This is kind of like what we did with Bobby. I tried to convince Bobby that she had a podcast when she doesn't have a podcast.
Oh.
It's like a 15-minute YouTube short on me just telling her, yes, you do. It's great. All right, so getting back to where we were on Clean Reno and the biggest challenge that you were facing, that had to do. So give it to us one more time, just an abbreviated version.
Yeah, so when I just started it myself, I wanted to do everything right from scratch. So I had a Shopify shop that I thought was not good enough for me to launch. So I wanted to build something better. I went around and talked to a few founders. I landed a company who I ended up hiring to build the MVP for me. And after 4 months of regular check-ins and building and back and forth, I ended up with a product that was not the right thing. So I could not release anything. By that time, I already secured 6 vendors who were perfect for my platform, and I had nothing to give to them.
Oh, no. All right. So for the first 4 months, it was a complete misfire on getting your MVP out the door.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So there's the first one. It's just like typical startup stuff. Not typical. I say typical. What do I know? The MVP, complete misfire.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that you had the first misfire, what happened next with the MVP?
So I put a pause onto it and I thought, okay, if I want to do something right, I'm going to find the right person to do it for me. So I started approaching the recruiting process and interviewing process more rigorously. I found a technical advisor who I brought on board to help me interview and get the right person to build this for me. I found someone who I could understand, who could understand me, with whom we connected. So I'm currently working with the person I hired to build this, and it's going a lot better. I wouldn't say it's without any hiccups, of course, but it's still going a lot better. So what I really learned through this process is you really need to know and understand what you're looking to get out of what people are building for you, because they're not necessarily as excited about what you are building as you are. They may just be doing it as a service. And it's really important to find someone with who you vibe, who you can bounce ideas off of, not someone who's just executing. I think for a startup founder, it's really important to have someone who can be a strategic, I don't want to say like strategic, but an advisor who's not only building your product, because you don't know everything. You are going to come up with ideas that don't make any sense, but someone who's going to do sanity check for you, even if they are just a contractor.
Shimmy over a little bit. Gonna get you in frame a little more. See there? Oh, there it is. Yep. There's the shot we needed. Okay, so with the MVP, first one, complete misfire, train wreck. Second go round at the MVP seems to have gotten a little further off the ground, where that has moved forward over the course of 9 months. So after you got the MVP, you've hired a couple of people.
I still have my developer, but I have my advisor, I have my developer, and I pivoted.
Okay, so there's a pivot in here now. So tell us, so after first, get the idea. Second, we got the MVP, train wreck. Get the MVP, second go round on the MVP. You got that going in the right direction.
Yeah, so we're about to launch actually with the actual marketplace, and that's going to launch with a few vendors. I still have my 6 who committed and who are hoping and cheering for me, which I'm really grateful for that. I feel like that's another lesson learned. Keep your relationships, build your relationships as you build. And I'm also going to partner with another company so I can bring in a lot more vendors from all over the country. So that's coming along really nicely, and it's about to launch. But building all this, in the process of building, at some point I got brave enough to go and talk to people and ask them, so out of this product offering, is there anything in particular you're excited about? And what I heard was, oh, this is so cool, like clean and sustainable skincare. Oh, if only I could get skincare that was good for my allergies. If only I could get skincare that's going to not trigger my eczema. And I was like, oh, so then there's a different product, it looks like. So here, I thought about pivoting altogether, but then there's just 2 different things. One is almost done. So much time invested into this, and there are people who really want it. And I thought that maybe just creating a second product with a team of people was a better idea. So for the second product, I was lucky enough to have a team to go on this journey.
Oh, wow. Now, is this second product, is this the second company?
It is a product. At this time, it's a product under Cleanerino. It's called Skin Genius. And it is a skincare recommendation platform. So pretty much an esthetician in your pocket that takes into consideration your skin type, conditions, sensitivities, and recommends products that are going to work for your skin, your routines. So something you can take on your shopping journey online or offline, something that can read an ingredient list for you and not only say, oh, this is a good product. You can say if this is a good product for you, considering what you already have.
So Skin Genius now is a startup inside a startup.
In a way, yeah. It's been like a month and a half.
All right. So the new startup has been in place for a month and a half. I'm going to go back to Cleanerino. Having done this now for 9 months, the MVP, that's always a challenge. Clearly, getting your partnerships together to get your product lines together. You have your experience in that. Of course, I'm sure that's been a chore too. But what has been the one challenge as a startup over the 9 months that came out of left field that you weren't expecting at all to be a huge headache?
The biggest challenge that I did not expect to be a huge headache. I feel like the entire journey, I did not expect it to be, what it was. I thought, I'm just going to quit my job, sit down and start building things. So now I have a plan and it's going to work exactly according to the plan. So the biggest challenge is accepting that it's not going to be like this. There are going to be weeks where you make a ton of progress, and there are going to be weeks that everything seems to be moving backwards. That was a challenge. So, like, honestly, coming to terms with that it's not going to be progressing every day. That I'm not going to release in 2 months as I would have hoped. Some things are going to take a lot more time.
So what was the expectation? It was the expectation as to just how quick this whole thing was going to kick off.
Yeah, probably.
That's a common one. Everyone thinks that they're going to be a millionaire in 6 months, and that's really not how it works.
I wouldn't say that I was expecting to be a millionaire, but I think that understanding, like fully appreciating how much work goes into building something technical or building something that's not my expertise. I can estimate accurately how long things are going to do if I'm doing them because I have the expertise. But it's a completely different beast to estimate something that other people are doing.
Yeah, I can understand that one. All right, so with that, we're cutting part one of Nate's Papa podcast with Yulia Pokhylko. And we are going to come back with part two, and we'll see you in a bit.